Welcome to another Colors of Prog. So this is season 3, episode 6. This time I'm going to do something a little different. I'm just going to discuss one album, one recording. It's Gong. Everyone knows who's been watching these, even if you haven't watched all of them. Sometimes I'm not taken with Gong. It depends on the album or the recording because they're one of the strangest bands. Originally formed in Paris, France in 1968, Gong has been labeled space rock, and in the Canterbury scene or in the Canterbury style. And I've discussed the Canterbury scene, the Canterbury style, many times over the past 2.5 years. And still trying to figure out what that is. Then again, with Gong, there's nothing quite like them. Sure, you have groups like Hawkwind, Ashfar Temple, Can, Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, just to throw some names out there. It's unusual bands who have fractious lineups, manage to stay around, blow apart, reunite, stay around, etc. And numerous changes in lineups and sometimes sound. Magic Brother from '69 features the earliest recorded version of Gong with the Australian David Allen on guitar, bass, and vocals, Gilly Smith, voice and space whisper, I'll get to that, Didier Malherbe on flutes and saxophones, and Rashid Houari on percussion. The album featured psychedelic, cosmic, acid trip soundscapes and a whole lot of nonsense. Markedly different from David Allen's previous band, Soft Machine, which he co-founded in Canterbury, UK in '66 with Robert Wyatt, Mike Ratledge, and Kevin Ayers. By '71's Canterbury Electric, band members started adopting pseudonymous pseudonyms like Shakti Yoni for Gilly Smith, and so on. By '73, in the Flying Teapot album, real title, Radio No Invisible Part 1, Flying Teapot, and the addition of quirky guitarist Steve Hillage, and Francis Mose and Tim Blake on keyboards and synthesizers, the band had a sound, and they did a trilogy. The Flying Gnome thing was, the Radio Gnome thing was a trilogy of heavily, I don't want to say drug influenced, imaginary stories about almost Tolkien adventurers or people, aliens, just anything you can imagine under a heavy, heavy trip. Soothing it was not. There's no sing-along, hookable, classic rock type melodies. There's no same thing, for some great progressive rock bands like Yes and the Genesis and the ELP. There was no, you could sing along to unless you were crazy. So Gong has really hardcore followers, and so this is my words about I still go back to them and find, I didn't listen to this the way I should have. I'll leave it at that. Or I didn't listen to this when I was open mentally. So Gong is a very difficult band. Bringing me to the one I want to talk about, which was Gong, live at the Gong Family Unconventional Gathering in Melkweg, Amsterdam. So this is a release has David Allen, Steve Hillage, Tim Blake, Gilly Smith, Mike Howlett, which people remember from Soft Machine, Miquette, Girardi, Didier, Malherbe. Um, so it's a nice live 2 CD set, and the show took place in late 2006. So what they did was they did incredibly 2 sets of everything that was really notable from Camera Beat Electric and the 3 Radio No albums. And this was released on G Wolf, Planet Gong label, um, in 2021 on Steve Hillage's Bandcamp. That's where I found this. Um, the audio is really good. The sound recording is really good. I really like this. It quickly became, not really a greatest hits of Gong, but it quickly became, I got it. I finally got Gong listening to this. You Can't Kill Me, Radio Gnome Invisible. I Never Glid Before from the infamous Flying Teapot album. She Is the Great Goddess. You'll Never Blow Your Trip Forever. I mean, this is highly enjoyable. Highly recommend this. All the surviving members at the time of Gong had assembled in Amsterdam for a 3-day event. So lots of people had their own bands at the time. And at the finale of the festival, the last day, the last show, I believe, they all got together, reassembled Gong, anyone who was still around, and they did this incredible event. Angel's Egg and You, the albums Angel's Egg and You, 2 separate albums, are also represented on here by a song or two. The infamous I Am Your Pussy is on here. Now, Gilly Smith, who was, again, vocals and Space Whispers and all kinds of stuff, was 77 or 78 when she was on here. And David Allen was up there too in age, and really interesting to see her do these songs, because 70, 71, she was 72, 73, she was much younger, and you can almost get it. But then she's a very sexualized woman, and so it didn't matter what age she was. By the way, they also had on the Gong and Steve Hillage at the time, this is about a year ago, maybe a little more, a DVD of the show. And which I knew was going to be fun, so I got that the same time as I got the CD, and it's cool to watch the visuals of this event. Oh, here's the live. Yeah, there's a little nice little notes in here. There were different lineups of Gong, and there was Steve Hillage's band, and then yes, at the very end, there was a Sunday night. There was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was a Sunday is this show. So odd thing was on the one of these things. Oh yes, remember I was talking about pseudonyms. So sometimes they did weird things, like Gilly S.O. Mytholog was Gilly Smith's name here. Steve S. Killage. Just crazy stuff. Gong Moonweed. Yes, there was some of the crazy pseudonyms they had, even in the late 2000s. Anyway, so the video quality of the DVD is generational, which is unfortunate. Oddly enough, I saw a clip on YouTube which was crystal clear. So unless they remastered, I'm not aware of. Unless they shot direct, it doesn't look direct to film and then down to DVD. So I don't get what happened there. But if you're really interested in seeing visual Gong, it's a DVD. Again, ordered through the Bandcamp page. I think there might be some on YouTube. Probably not the whole show, but I'm not entirely sure of that. Anyway, if you really like Gong, or if you're interested in Gong but don't want to take a big dip into the craziness of Gong, and are curious about what are considered by many, or overall, some of the best classic Gong albums, and would like what's the best songs on there, or whatever they would be called, according to Gong people, this would be it. Really sounds good, and it's a good deal if you can find it. Hopefully it's still around, still available. So yeah, today's show was about the Gong, live at the Gong Family Unconventional Gathering at the Melkweg Amsterdam Theater in 2006, November. Released 2021. For what reason, I don't know, but I'm glad they did. So that's Gong. Hope you enjoyed the show.